Yeah, you feel me?
All right, but
Talk about some
we about
hoops.
to go live. We about to go live. Five,
Oh, I want to talk about the big three.
four,
Yeah,
three.
we can
That's
definitely
it.
go big three.
All right, it's getting it. All right, we live.
Yo, we live in living color. In living color, you can do what you want to do. In
In
living
living
color,
color.
Somebody
In
say,
living color.
you can do what you want to
You could
do.
do what you want to do.
Man, don't get us demonetized.
In living color. What he say? In living color. Well, shit, we get demonetized. I guess we're gonna get canceled just like that show, huh?
all right.
Damn.
In living color.
We're going to be like the Arsenio Hall
Pat,
show.
you good? Pat just hopped in.
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, what's
still-
going on,
Niggas
man?
ain't got no
Pat, like,
shirts
yeah,
on,
we in the
Adidas
building.
jacket.
Yeah, what's going on?
Niggas had got us started. I just got back from hooping and shit.
No,
early.
you look like you just
All
finished
right,
jumping
all right.
somebody.
This is the first time hearing about you just got back from hooping. And you talking about, come
I
on.
ain't tell you niggas. You niggas ain't asked.
You got buckets?
Bro, we've been on the phone since
Nah, I
7
was hooping by
something.
myself. I
Oh,
was
okay.
hooping by myself. I was training.
You was taking shooting shots.
Training for what?
For the big
Bro,
three?
but nah. I be training on some shit because I'm trying to get back right. Like I'm trying to get
Just
my
say you
step
you was working out. You wasn't training.
Yeah, he was working out, bro.
I was training. I was working out. I was training. However you
Nigga
want.
training for a G League tryout.
He going
Bro,
to the
like,
Olympics.
What are you talking
I'm trying
about?
to get my step in. Like I got my left step, boom, like right hand. I'm trying to get the right hand, one
Oh,
step,
you
pull
doing
up.
bag work.
Like I'm trying to get like dribble, pull up, shit like that. And
You
then I
trying
was
to get
working on my
fast,
back
release
right,
off the
like
dribble. Okay.
so. You know what I'm saying? And
To
just
be
trying
honest
to
with you,
get
I
in my
respect that he's doing
not
that.
right now, not
Also,
right
at the
now.
same time, I don't
Niggas
know
gotta be
who just said that shit. I think it was Jeff Teague that said that shit. Jeff
What?
Teague was like, bro, if you ain't got those moves by 25, bro, it's over.
Yeah, hang it up.
Yeah. For an NBA player, 100%, nigga. If you don't have those moves by 25, it's over with. But if I'm a grown ass man who casually hoops and I would like to train, you know what I'm saying, my children later in life, if that is something that
Oh,
they
you
want
gonna
to
be
do,
one of those.
I want to be able.
Ah.
To me personally, like
You gonna be one of them.
I hate anybody who's training or teaching anybody anything and you can't do the shit yourself. Like a fat boxing coach to me don't make sense. A fat basketball coach or trainer, like shit like that. Like if you can't hoop, if you can't do certain things, bro, don't tell me about that shit. I don't want to hear it. That's
Well,
how
just
I look
because you
at it.
fat don't mean you didn't
That's what I
currently
say.
do it.
You talking about visuals.
Nah, bro. That was
cooking.
that was
Let
your
him
Okay,
past.
keep going.
even a 40-year-old
Keep
in
That was
shape,
your past.
even a 40-year-old that's in shape might not be able to do the same move that they was doing when they was 20.
This nigga
Yeah,
act like he ain't never
exactly.
seen
You're not
Escalade.
gonna be able to do
Pat,
But
as a kid,
I
you
done
ain't never
seen
watched
different.
Escalade do the
a
move?
40-year-old
Bro,
that's
I
fat
ain't gonna
On
lie to
and
you,
one?
Pat. I will agree with you.
300 pounds.
They can't do the move either.
Somebody, no, nigga, exactly.
So, but I'm saying, okay, well, now what if the
certain
40-year-old
moves,
that's
yes.
no, okay, hold on. So if there's a 40-year-old who's still in shape,
Yeah.
but can't do the move that they was when they 20, and there's
They
a
probably can't dunk, but they can
40-year-old.
still lay the ball
Hold
up
on,
if you.
let me finish. There's a 40-year-old. He said they can still lay the ball up. That one thing.
That one thing.
But there's a
If I
40-year-old.
can't dunk, what else am I gonna do in basketball?
Bag work.
Lay the ball up. There's only one other thing that you can do. If I can't blow
You
by a
can't
person,
shoot the ball.
and if I can't blow by a person in basketball, the next thing is to work on your shooting. So you're
No,
gonna
it's
become
you.
a better shooter.
When you
And
get older and you can't do all that athletic stuff, you start working on dribbling, footwork, and post moves.
And shooting, because if you
post
can't
moves,
shoot the ball, it doesn't matter if you have post.
If you can't get to your spot, it don't matter how good you could shoot in the first place.
I would beg to differ that because I don't in LA Fitness you don't have to cross a nigga up to get to your shot. You can run to
No,
a spot.
I'm not saying cross up nothing. I'm saying all right, you could do all that shooting, but if you can't get to your spot, period, against a defender, it don't matter.
Okay, can I ask a question?
That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna ask this question. Jamel's the only non-hooper, but where's the best runs for you to get? Like outside of like being in the league or something, where's the best runs you think you can get?
I think it's selective to where you at.
In the country or just in general?
Okay. I mean, in general, to me, I guess because I'm biased. To me, it's gonna be the base because it's like those are usually athletic, more in shape people you playing against, and
Yeah,
those
they
games are
generally
usually
more in
better.
shape.
And those are usually like sometimes I would say majority of the time are guys that actually hoop, like no hoop, and that like you could actually get a good run.
It'd be a couple
Yeah.
And
college
the
hoopers.
gyms are usually like. I guess to me, I'm not a fan of not LA Fitness, but those like LA Fitness type gyms where like out of bounds is the wall or some type shit like that.
I mean, shit, you
I'm
got
not.
to hoop where you can hoop. You know what I mean?
Say again.
You got to hoop where you can hoop.
Yeah,
But
Yeah,
No,
we
no,
understand that.
I understand
the
that,
I
but
hoop
like,
outside.
is where
but
you can
like
get
me, I'm either always gonna pick. I'm gonna pick either the base or I'll pick a park to hoop at. So I really don't want to hoop at a park,
But
but
some parks don't really have that 3 line either, or have it chalked out.
no,
But
it's not even a 3 line. It's the out of bounds. I prefer out of bounds lines as of like, nigga, I'm not about to run into no fucking wall and be like, nigga, you out of bounds now.
I
Nigga,
see
what?
I see, but
Or
I
you
mean,
shooting threes from half court. Like, that's just like,
sometimes it's
bro.
the cage, my nigga. Like, and it's just that. But niggas can shoot that. Like, bro, I remember. Do you not remember when we went to East Georgia in 10th grade and seen a dude pulling up all white line threes? Today, he's probably shooting between that white line and that half court if he kept doing it. Just casually. You know what I mean? So I mean, there might be some people out there that can do that, to your point. But I feel like it's just selective to where you at. Cause like out here, they got church leagues, they got
Yeah,
they
we
do
playing those
runs,
too out here.
they
Yeah,
do
I
runs
play in
at
Those
church
leagues.
leagues.
OTE.
I play in
They
church
do
leagues.
runs at OTE.
Hey, show
But
that hat off, G.
also got runs at 24/7 out there. Like
Catch your boy
24/7.
at G1 Sports.
D1 Sports, do it for God.
You know what I'm saying? They got rec leagues up in Michigan. It's more rec leagues and stuff of that nature that they do,
Mhm.
and they have their runs there. You know what I'm saying? Where
I'm
it's
not
like
gonna lie, I might
semi-pro.
be. I feel like the East Coast and the Midwest got the best runs, the
I
most
don't
competitive
know, bro.
ones.
They say the
I'll
bump.
probably say the more competitive runs are probably East Coast. I would say
We
more.
gotta test this out before we just get to talking out here, y'all.
I'm
We can't.
well. I'm
I mean,
only.
we
I'm.
don't hoop.
I'm.
I don't hoop all in
I'm about to say
California.
I don't hoop both
So
sides.
West Coast, I feel like I'm
Yeah,
really strong in that
but have
regard.
we hooped in? Have we hooped in New York? Have we hooped in Chicago?
That's why I
Yes.
Like,
said East Coast.
have
That's
Yes.
we
why I
hooped?
said Midwest.
Have we hooped out in the parks out in, you know what I'm saying, in Texas, out in the parks in Florida, out in the parks in Atlanta,
Najee
out in the
has, and
parks,
I
you know
have
what
in
I'm saying? Now,
Florida.
like
Yeah.
you said, in Cali, yes.
I
Because
haven't
Cali,
done the only place you mentioned that I haven't hooped that is
So I'm
Texas.
gonna give you the breakdown, Pat. This the breakdown. When it comes to the South, we athletic, we more inside with the scoring.
Yes.
We got the best dunkers. Like we always produce the
absolutely.
best dunkers from the
Absolutely.
state. So that's why I feel
Cali
California,
produced
they got the
for
best
shooters.
guards.
They got shooters.
They got
Everybody can fucking
shooters
shoot out
and
here.
I
guard
feel like
play.
they
That's
got
all you gonna
the
get.
best
No big
skills.
man. If they have big man, they really like stretch
I'll
forward,
say
stretch five.
skill, yeah. Well, to me, I would say here on the West Coast, the Hoopers, they have more of more of an understanding of the game. Like in the sense of not saying that the basketball IQ in the South is low, but I'm saying in the sense of our game plan. You already know our game plan. Our game plan is get down, get to the paint, or get to our spot where we want to go. But we're going to be aggressive with it every time. Like on the
Yeah.
West Coast, it's more passive. Everybody's cutting. Everybody's doing all this. It's a lot of off-ball movement. If I could say that, I'll say that more. It's more off-ball movement than it is on East Coast.
Heavy Stephen
I
Curry
mean,
influence in California.
I think even if you look like just from what I see online, and you look at like the high school hoops in the West Coast, you see more. You see other ethnicities other than just black guys or
Yeah,
other than
yeah,
like children outside of like in on the South. You know what I mean? Because in the South, it's a lot more
it's majority black.
In California, you're gonna play against everybody.
and like you said, in Cali, it looks like they play the game a little bit more open,
Mm-hmm.
point where it's like, all right, a shooter, like if you're not athletic, but you still can shoot the shit out the ball, you still can get on the court.
Yeah, they'll let you. Yeah, they'll let you cook.
Athletic guy.
I feel like
in the South, if you a big man and you could shoot, you still might not get in the game because you just don't have them big man fundamentals.
Type shit.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say this in the South, like if we go to the park, you have to really know that person to really get on the court. Like somebody got to at least know you to really run. I would say that. Like if you pull up to the park, like, yo, can I just hoop with you guys? They're gonna be like, you might get, huh?
Take them shoes off, nigga.
No, not even running them shoes. But
if you go to the right part, they'll say that. Yeah.
Hey.
They be like, oh, they just hit you. They hit you with that. Nah, bro, you got next. So you got to pick up your own team type shit. Over here on the West Coast, it's more like, all right, yeah, you can run with us. They don't know what your skill is. They don't know shit. But they're just like, yeah, come on, run. Because worst case scenario, you ass, and they're just like, okay, nigga, this nigga's ass.
So many people in California, they just gonna move on to the next person.
Yeah, they'll just move on to the next person. Like,
okay,
hey, I really don't want them on my team. Like, you really, be honest with you, if you're ass over here, they will probably still play with you if you contribute something. So if you like a hustle nigga, you only run.
Yeah, if you got something to contribute,
you contribute something to the team. They'll keep you on the court. But on
not
the
in the South, the South get toxic, boy. You could be the best player, but because somebody don't like you, ain't getting on the court.
You gotta. They do way more trash talk in the South. Leave him more trash. He with us. They just keep going. Like all them comments, you hear all that shit. So I only brought that up because we hoop, but to me, I'm like, we all seen all the hoopers around and just seeing different regions.
The East Coast, they always produce the best like aggressive guards with the handles, and like the West Coast always produce the best like shooters guards.
Best finesse guards. Like they're smooth. They're more controlled. East Coast is more like joystickish, if that makes sense. They're more
like it's like Kyrie, like
it's like if you try to compare Kyrie,
because Kyrie from Harlem or Brooklyn, he's from Brooklyn.
I know he's from Canada, but if you compare Shea to Kyrie, it's like two different games, and you could tell like it's two different movements of the ball. That's how Cali guards play more of a Shea kind of role.
If you watch Paul George, that's how a Cali guard. Yeah. That's like a typical Cali guard in California. They're gonna be smooth.
It ain't that many full on like. It's not that many Russell Westbrooks. So that's why it's always rare to see a Russell Westbrook. Because there ain't that many Russell Westbrooks over here.
Yeah. And play like super aggressive like that.
And just talking about it, we talk about East Coast, West Coast, whatever. Like, we go and get into the talks about the finals. Because this has been a prime example of the difference of the games and game styles. We talked about Indy changing their Rick Carlisle, he changes his game plan every game. I keep forgetting OKC's head coach name. He changed their game plan. So
it's like Martin Dagnall or Darknall or something like that.
But like you could tell the difference between the
new blood.
Mark D.
I call
Indiana's offense is pass. It's a lot of passing, a lot of flowing motion, and a lot of people have been saying it and joking about it. But OKC offense is like, do that nigga cuz offense. And so that I see it. Everybody gonna get a chance to score. Everybody get your moves in. Everybody go.
Hey, OKC play that. They play well. Oh, you get a stop. Oh yeah, cook him, boy. Get that. Oh yeah,
cook. All right. If you ain't got it, pass it off real quick. Cook.
Caesar, what you got? What you got?
They ain't killing you. They're not killing you with the depth of 1,000 passes like Indiana is. I think Indiana has a problem now because game 5. That was probably the worst game I've seen from Indiana. Yeah, the turnovers killed them in the first quarter. But really,
before we even go game 5, though,
Tyrese got to do better, man.
You got to talk game 4 though before we even go game 5. I mean,
my bad. I thought we talked.
Yeah, we gotta go.
My fault.
We gotta go.
No. I mean, just because I think it kind of plays into game 5, just the momentum that we saw from OKC. Mm-hmm. The thing about it is, if you look at what was that game 1, when the Pacers came and stole that game, they came back and played a pretty good game in game 2. And OKC still won, but they played a pretty good game. It wasn't like it was a bad, blowout or nothing of that nature.
Right.
Then, of course, by the time they got to Indiana, they felt good. And towards the end of game 2, they started coming back as well. But they started feeling good. Game 3 did their thing, but game 4, you still see they're storming, they're still rolling. But when OKC finally snapped and took that momentum back, and the thing about it is as much as like Rick Carlisle, they had a comment from Rick Carlisle saying in the playoffs, there's no momentum switches between each game. Like momentum doesn't carry over between the games. And I think as much as it doesn't, it does in a
Don't
sense.
believe the hype.
If that makes sense, though, there's some fine line. There's a gray area there, and because of course you're feeling more confident at the end of a game if you were able to start rallying back. You're doing this, blah blah blah, or you stole a game at the end. Oh shit! Like if we was on this from the beginning, we probably would have been up. Blah blah blah. But Rick Carlisle, I mean, they come in with changes. Marcus came in with changes. I think ultimately, though, OKC has more talent. And there was a comment, out there that if Rick Carlisle had the same amount of talent, this would be over already.
Who said that?
Jeff T. Jeff T.
I gotta
said
do a pushback on Jeff T. Jeff T. I know you. I know you from Indiana, Indianapolis, so you probably more familiar with that franchise. You played for them, but they got Siakam. I mean, he's a champion. They got a couple cats.
Hold up, bro. Listen, the first thing you said is they got Siakam. Like that was about to change somebody's opinion. Spicy P is hooping. Don't get me wrong, but
no.
But if you're gonna say it's a talent discrepancy, it's not. It's not a talent discrepancy.
This goes to the best player on the court right now.
This is what goes in the conversation we had last week.
What?
Answer that, Frank. No, hold on. Let Cooley answer that.
So you're gonna answer? Okay, what's the question?
Who has the best player on the court right now? The Pacers?
No, that wasn't the. I'm glad you asked that second question. That was the initial. The reason why I responded the way I responded because you said it's like okay, so you got more talent.
They do.
Okay.
OKC has the best player on the court right now, and then even if we took him off the court, their second player being Jalen Williams is comparable to their best player. If you want to say it's Siakam or Tyrese Halliburton, after that their third player being, if you want to say Chet or the way Alex Caruso has been playing, has been comparable to who their number 2 is over here. Whether you want to say that's Spicy P or you want to say that's Tyrese.
They got Obi Toppin. They got guys.
I would give them the edge on the number 2 on the Pacers.
Frank, I get what you're trying to go at because you're trying to give credit to that team, but that team compared to OKC is no comparison.
So okay,
there's no comparison.
If you say that, then so Indiana
what Patrick is saying is correct.
Indiana is overperforming if that's the case.
The team lined up.
They are
against each
overperforming.
other. OKC is way more overpowered than Indiana. Not gonna lie. The only thing, like I said, first of all, the games that OKC lost, you have to take in the fact that Jalen Williams just down getting hot in this playoff series. And that's what you didn't want. Because the whole entire time it's been either, first of all, Shai's been showing up every game. You can't deny that. Shai's played up every game. And then after that has always either been Caruso or Chet. They've been waiting on Jalen Williams to show up this whole entire time. Mm-hmm. Jalen Williams has finally showed up in this playoff series these last 2 games, game 4 and game 5. Because he's been getting his points.
You right.
He's been getting his points.
Been selling. You right.
He's been getting his points in this playoff series, but he's been fighting to get every.
I don't think it's that big of a gap.
It's a gap.
Okay, so you got more talent, but
it is though.
It is.
Then you want to know? You want to know how much it is?
All right, bro.
It's what did OKC win 60 games this year?
Yeah. No, they won almost 70, 67.
Okay, 68.
60, 65.
Yeah, hold on. Let me.
Because I say literally, I'm here.
Let me pull it up.
Pull it up. Because I say right now, Indiana, Indiana is finally seeing where we've been talking about where the East Coast is weaker than the West Coast. You're finally
I've been
seeing
saying that.
And Indiana doesn't match up.
We all been saying that.
That's what I'm saying. We've all been saying it, but now you're finally seeing it. What's happening?
68. OKC won 68 games this year.
Yeah, 68, 67.
The Pacers won 50 games. So they're 18 games of a difference. That's how much of a difference they are. They have more talent. It is what it is. Now, to your point,
all right, but
we said this, and I said this last week. If the Pacers if it's a close game, that means OKC hasn't played up to their talent, and the Pacers has played over their talent. They've played better it's a better game for the Pacers.
You ain't got to keep beating a dead horse.
And that's just what it is.
All right.
I think
Cam Lawrence.
But I think what we need to see, what we're seeing now is we're moving from the question of is OKC a better team? We're moving from that question. Because
y'all done established that OKC is
not even us. Everybody in the world.
The consensus.
OKC established.
The real question now is back to what everybody has been thinking and everyone has been saying all season about Halliburton. What is he? Is he a superstar? What is he? Is he just a star? Is he an all-star? What is he like? Right. Where do you put him at this point? Because there is no way you tell me your max player, your superstar on your team, scores 0 points, 0 field goals. You're correct because he only had 4 points, 4 points from the free throw line. You do not tell me your superstar
hold on.
Only scores
now
4
y'all
points.
push back hard on me with the whole who got more talent, whatever. I'm gonna give you some pushback. We gotta give some credit to Lu Dort, man. That man Lu Dort, man, he's a clown. He's a scrap. Like he's even when Tyrese Halliburton had a eye game, because even when he hit the game winner in game 1,
and he had a bad game.
He had a bad game that game. So
he literally
Lu Dort been scrapping this man all series. I'm gonna come out and say it. Y'all coming out with who's better? They third best, maybe second best defender on that team is locking up.
Dort number one defender.
Number one? Okay, they number one defender locking up their best guy. Or they go-to guy on their offense. That's what's happening.
And that's the problem.
So hold on. We just gonna ignore the fact that he left the game in the first quarter. And I had to look it up to get the exact.
No, I know he left the game in the first quarter.
Timestamp, but he left the game with 1 minute and 56 seconds left in the first quarter with an injury on his hamstring.
Mm-hmm. He did, but that's the latest game.
Hold on.
I don't know if y'all games. But I mean, no, you can't say that over the last 3 games. He's been balling. What do you mean? Tyrese Halliburton hasn't been a shell of himself. He's been doing what he does. Tyrese Halliburton is not a.
I'm gonna break it down to this. I'm gonna break it down like this.
Not a 30-point.
When you see OKC and SG, hold on. I'm gonna break it down. We having a conversation, right? Or you wanna go ahead?
No, yes.
Okay. When I watch OKC offense and SGA or Williams, it seemed like it's not as a struggle. Man, Tyrese to get anything, a shot off, anything, he's getting pushed out of it's a struggle.
They're the better.
It's a struggle. That's all.
Because they're the better team. Period.
And y'all always established this. I'm giving more to the conversation.
So you're now going to that point, though. I mean, Tyrese is still doing what Tyrese does: 14 and 10 and 6, 17, 3 and 6, 22.
He don't average 14.
18, 2 and 7. No, he doesn't. He's going against a better team. As for what you should do versus a better team, it looks pretty much what you should be doing against a team that's better, and you still be
look at Pat.
All-star level player.
Can I say this real quick, Pat? Tyrese Halliburton averages 18.6 in the regular season. Averaged 17.5 in the playoffs. That's what he averaged, 7.5. So that's 1.1 drop off already. No, that's not a huge jump. So don't nobody get crazy.
What does he average for assists?
Say again.
What does he average for assists?
For assists,
Yes.
He averaged 9.2. He averaged 9.2 in the regular season, and he averaged 9.1
Right.
in the playoffs.
Because that's the type of player he is.
Hold up. Let me get to what I gotta say now. So we say he averaged 17 in the playoffs. So far, game 1, he had 14 points, shooting 6 for 13. 17 points, shooting 7 for 13. He had a great game. In game 3, 22 points, 9 for 17.
That's a decent game. It's not
18
good.
points.
What is that equal to on an average?
Hold up.
Like
18 points, shooting 7 for 15, one for 7 for 3, and then for game 5, he had 4 points, 0 for 6.
that was
And
game 5.
and that was in game 5.
All right, so let's look at this.
14. And in game 5 and game 2, he had 30. He had 34 points. He had 34 minutes to play. Game 4 and game 3, he had 36 minutes, and the most minutes he played was in game 1, 39 minutes.
So let me ask you. So 14, 17, 22, and 18 divided by 4, because those are 4 games before the game that he got injured in the first quarter. He averaged 17 points, 17.75. What did he average in the regular season?
18.
And what is he averaged all playoffs?
17.
So he's around his average, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He gets hurt in game 5. So my point here is he's still playing up to his average. Spicy P has actually kicked it up and played a little bit better to get them here.
Right.
But the point is he's doing his job. And he's doing his job in controlling the game. His job is not to score a bunch of points. His job is to get dub and 10.
Right.
Somewhere around there. 18 and 9. Somewhere around there.
He ain't doing that.
Yes, he is. Let me break down the assist from the first 4.
If you say he okay, he get a little underdub and
divide that by 4.
10.
He was averaging 17 and 7.5. Spicy P kicked it up a notch over these last few games. So my point here is it's styles make matches. You know what I mean? Styles makes fights. His matchup with Lou Dort, he's not gonna win.
Can I say this though? Can I say this? I'm gonna say this. This is why
you're taking away from
this is why this topic is brought up, because we also have to bring in the counter fact is we said yes, OKC is a better team. Why is OKC the better team? Because the others. Shaq talks about it all the time on TNT.
Yeah, the glue guys.
Others. So literally, the others aren't showing up for Indiana right now. And what causes that ripple effect causes the eyes to be on Halliburton's play now.
Because I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, Pat. His game is to facilitate and
I don't think that's the case.
Yes, it is.
No, let's look at when TJ
Man, don't compare that man to TJ McDermott, man.
When you go to war, you go to fight. Even though the mini soldiers, they do all the killing, the guy who's leading them, their commander is the one who's going to get the praise. So guess what? When you go to war and your shooters and everybody get laid out, who gonna take the blame? The commander. So guess what?
If that's how you want to do it, if that's how you want to do it without looking at the game, then cool. But if you're really looking at the game and watching the games, then you just gonna call it how it is, bro. Like that's just how it is. When TJ McConnell gets in the game, things open up. Blah blah blah.
He gives energy.
Tyrese Halliburton touches the paint. It opens up the game. Miles Turner hasn't fucking shown up the entire season.
Yeah, okay.
That's
Pat.
on him. He's getting good looks.
Pat, what are you talking about?
So why is it? So let me get it straight. Because right now Miles Turner is playing hurt. That's one thing.
Miles Turner is playing sick.
He's sick. He's not hurt. He's sick. So here's my thing. Why is it? Because you're literally just agreeing to literally try to disagree to what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm confused right now.
We're
He's
literally
agreeing
saying
that
the
he's
same
not
exact
agreeing.
thing, that the others haven't shown up.
No, I'm not saying that the others haven't shown up, and I'm not saying that's why it's
What are
Tyrese
you saying?
Halliburton's fault.
What are you
I'm
saying?
saying
Can you please
Tyrese
come out and tell me
Halliburton.
what you're saying?
What I am saying is Tyrese Halliburton has played up to the par that he is going to play in this series up until he was hurt. His others have not played probably up to the full par, but Pascal has played a little bit over what he normally plays.
Mhm.
But you have to give Nembhard credit for what he's been doing to Shea on the defensive side of the ball. Shea is still only getting 30. That's it. Ain't nobody.
Only.
That was my whole point with Lou Dort. I just gave credit to Lou Dort for that same thing, and you was like, no.
It's not a only. It's not a only. It's not a only whatsoever. But we're booking Shea for 30. When we go in for the game plan and we sit down as a coaching staff,
now they're doing a great job on
No.
Shea. They are doing a great job on Shea. That
30
last game.
points,
I think
Hold on.
game
3-0. Because
Was a great
ain't
job,
nobody
I'm saying.
stopped them for the past 3 years. 30 points, 3-0. Who else can we slow down? Shea had 30 points the other day with 0 assists, and they won in game 4. They only hit 3 threes in game 4.
Shout out to the left. Shout out to that mid range.
30 points, regardless of how this shit go. Shea, after that, what can we slow down and what can we stop? And y'all not gonna be able to stop these boys. Them boys is more talented over here. It's over with. As for Miles Turner ain't showed up and did shit all series. And y'all blaming Tyrese Halliburton. He ain't did shit all series.
I'm gonna tell you, first of all, because you know why you cannot sit there. Because when you're the head of the snake, you cannot just sit there and go, well, the middle of the spine is messing me up.
Pascal averages more points than Tyrese right now. Pascal has been doing.
This is not Pascal's team.
Who won Eastern Conference Finals?
What does that have to do with anything?
Who won Eastern Conference MVP?
Because
they're not in the finals
MVP, he's the leader of the team of the Warriors at that point.
He was pivotal.
Pascal won it for a reason because he
literally won it by 1 vote. What are you talking about?
Y'all, by that one fucking vote was the reason.
The reason why he won by 1 vote because it was a team effort. They spread performances across the
Pacers
team.
Winning is a team effort, but Pascal is leading that team.
You acting like the man. He won it unanimously.
I'm not acting like that. I'm acting like Pascal is leading that team in scoring, and Pascal looks.
What does that leading the team in scoring? Time out.
I don't care about anything.
Time out. Weren't you the one who just now said Halliburton don't need to do all the scoring? So now, because he ain't the leading scorer, is Siakam's team?
No, because he looks the most aggressive the entire game.
Oh my God!
What?
The entire series.
What?
Oh my God!
Hey! Now he goes. Hey, Najee. Then he gonna say we're not watching the game. Man, they both look aggressive, but Siakam came out. Siakam established the
look. All I'm gonna say is
this: tone in game.
He
set the tone in game. They don't lose that game without him setting that tone. He scored the first 6-8 points. What are you talking about?
Halliburton hasn't. Halliburton has only had 1 game where he has looked aggressive offensively. And I mean he looked aggressive to score. That is
exactly.
But that plays into because I'm not saying you were wrong because that's his job. His job is to be the facilitator on that team. That's his job. But his job is to lead that team to get them in the right spot. Because that's what he's known for. That is his thing.
And that's cool.
So Pascal Siakam going to be the aggressive scorer that he's just now really he's stepping up, like you said.
Not
That
just
doesn't
scoring,
mean that he's the leader of this team.
But he's
the leader of this team starts and ends with Halliburton. If Halliburton shows up to these games, he's not looking to be. He's not looking.
They're not here without.
He's not looking to.
I don't know why you're saying.
They're not here without Pascal neither.
Huh?
So what are we talking about? They're not here without Pascal neither.
I'm not saying they're not here without Pascal.
That was the Frank.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not here without Pascal. First of all, they're not here without Pascal.
And I didn't believe it.
They're not here without Miles Turner.
They're not
here without Cunham.
I made that point earlier. Obi
Toppin.
That's why
Obi Toppin. They're not here without Mather. The problem is, this is the problem though that this team is having right now. we've already established that OKC is a better team. So what that means, what that has to be said is everybody has to step up. So Siakam has become aggressive.
Someone who's fucking stepped up.
Miles Turner hasn't fully stepped up because
No, he's been a shell.
He's been a shell. Well, he's been a shell.
He's been a shell. Yes, he has been.
He has only shown flashes of him stepping up. That's the problem.
This is like the worst I have seen Miles Turner play.
Has stepped up. Obi Toppin has not stepped up. Nembhard has not stepped up.
Obi Toppin has.
What's his name?
Average.
Miles Turner has one game where he's had over 2 games. I'm sorry. But the first game, 9 rebounds. Second game, 4 rebounds. Third game, 2 rebounds. Fourth game, 2 rebounds.
Well, I'm not going to, first of all, I'm not going to put it on his rebounding part. Because this is why I'm going to say this. This is why, hold up, Pat, because this is what I'm going to say. First of all, Miles Turner, they play in the East. That's one thing. You don't see that many teams in the East that plays with a 2-man, big man lineup like OKC does.
None of that shit.
They're killing them with that lineup.
What do you mean? Every time they go to that 2-man, Hartenstein and Chet, every time they go with the Chet and Hartenstein lineup, he's not getting rebounds. They're not going to get rebounds.
That's why they lost
7-footers versus 2 6'10" motherfuckers.
Wait, my bad. Not
2 7-footers plus one is a 7-foot plus versus 2 6'10" motherfuckers.
When they go double big, that's how they lost. That's how they lost game 1 because they took the double big lineup out, and then Indiana was small with Obi Toppin.
All these fucking rebounds.
I want to put that out there because I don't feel like
it's just like all right,
boom.
Well, only because when you look at it, when you come to boxing out, when it comes to that, you look at Miles Turner's over there boxing out Hartenstein. That they're basically the same way. Obi Toppin's stronger than Chet. Chet might be taller. I give it that. Chet taller than Obi.
He's jumping over him. He's just jumping.
That's what I'm saying. Chet is taller than him.
Jumping over them.
Oh yeah, you're right. Hartenstein does.
But when you look at it,
you're right.
When Obi, that's
why
you're
talking about Chet.
One, Chet is not even in the paint majority of the time. A lot of his shots is outside.
And it's Hartenstein.
He played outside. He don't play inside.
That's where Miles Turner ends up at getting in trouble because Miles Turner can't guard on the perimeter. Miles Turner trying to meet Chet up at the 3-point line, knowing damn well he can't guard him up there.
And he can get him off the dribble. He quick off the dribble.
Miles Turner play with Legos.
Downhill.
Say again?
Miles Turner play with Legos.
What I gotta do with anything?
You can't do shit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nah. Shout out my brother.
I'm just saying.
He just got them knees, man. Yes, them knees, like it make it hard for him.
They're whole tired. The others,
big man, bro. They don't know how to.
The problem
them hips, man.
Right now, you're out of your top two. Your top 2 players on the Indiana team. Your number 2 is playing better than your number 1. That's
exactly. Now
that's the problem.
Now let's get into that. Let's open that up a little bit.
Okay.
So, number 2, Jalen Williams. Jalen Williams has been getting better.
No. I said on Indy.
Oh, your number 2 has been playing better than your number 1.
I get what you're saying. Siakam is number 2.
I don't look at it like that because Siakam's doing his job in scoring, and Tyrese is doing his job in playmaking, and that's just how it is. But
they so different roles on the team.
Where Tyrese's job is a little bit, and I do agree with what you're saying. Tyrese is number 1 because Tyrese still has.
I agree with Najee. They go as Tyrese Halliburton go. I think that's
Pascal just has to give me 25. So
say that again, Pat. Say it again.
Pascal has to give me 20 and 10. Pascal has to only give me 25. So Tyrese is my number 1. Tyrese is my number 1, and he's not
with the playmaking and scoring.
And
you got to play, make, and scoring.
He's in the door. He's in the door chamber. You know what I'm saying? Like he's in the door. And we know they got better talent. Now, I think if it was just Lou Dort and not as much talent, like you don't have Jalen fucking Williams, you don't have Chet, you don't have Shea fucking roaming these passing lanes like that, Tyrese can give you 20 and 10. But it's harder when you got a better defensive team. I mean,
they making him work for that. Yeah. You got to work for that 14.
A top defensive team in history. But
But it literally goes into our statement earlier. We haven't seen Halliburton be aggressive to go get that. That's the problem. We
I ain't
haven't
gonna lie.
consistent. This is not. If you've been watching them, this is not the first time. People who watch the Pacers play, you would know this because Tyrese will have literally a moment where there is 3 or 4 games in a row where he'll give you 20 and 10, guaranteed 22. He might have a 26 every once in a while, and he might explode for a 40 or 36 or whatever. And then literally he will go on a 3 to 4 game streak of just 10, 10 and 10,
Okay.
16 and 10, or he'll give you 18 and 7. Like he ends up
I
getting to
think
that.
that's where the
to that
depth for
and
I
both
then
think
teams,
that
the depth is
right
like
now
an advantage for
you can't
OKC.
do that right now in the finals
Yeah,
because
you can't. Yeah,
especially
not in the
you
playoffs,
can't do
bro.
that in
We
the
need you to
finals.
step up, bro.
You can't do that in the
You
finals.
got to
You
elevate.
can't do this against OKC, who has the best defense.
but
That's
you
just
are
what
who
it
you
is.
are. You are who you
That's
are.
true.
Right.
That you
You
are who
are who
you
you
are.
are.
But if you want to win a
You are who you are.
championship, at some point, your best, your Tyrese of your team or your playmaker slash best, second best, first best on the team, he got to elevate his game.
I
So you
mean, I
average
ain't gonna lie.
19 or
How many
9
people
assists.
have?
I need at least 12. Or
But then,
I need 11.
we
How
have
many
to
people
I need
have
a.
though? How many
go to
people
the
have?
statement of the others. You have to because the problem, and that's why I'm not harping on Tyrese, but as a leader of your team,
You got to recognize
it's
that.
going to fall on you no matter what.
Yeah, you got to recognize my team not stepping
Even
up. It
even
falls
I
on me.
mean,
Pat,
bro.
look at this. Even let's go back
So when the
to
Heat,
high school. Let's go back to
no,
high school
no,
real quick. Because even when you weren't playing good, I weren't playing good, or Frank, either of us wasn't playing good, the responsibility still falls on EJ because
no, it didn't.
it
It
still
did
has to.
not. When me and E sat down and talked, hey, bro, these are the things that I could have did next game, and these are the things that I gotta do. Because at the end of the day, when coach talks to all
I'm
of
glad
us,
y'all had that conversation. Nobody said nothing to me. I just showed up. I
when
got
coach talks to all
to
of
get
us,
to it.
yeah, he talks to all of us and does this, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
But he sat down, and yes, he sat down and talked to E. He sat down and talked to Jay. Sat down and talked to me. Sat down and talked to you. Sat down and talked to all of us different.
I
And what
don't
I'm
know what he
saying
told
in that
me.
is
He
like,
talked to me.
He talked
what
to
I'm saying
y'all.
is there was roles that we were responsible for, and if we
Yeah.
did not do our part, that wasn't on EJ. That was on
But
us, and that was on the coach.
and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this too. Though.
He can't
He
replace us.
he had a different role than what Tyrese Halliburton has right now. That's just
Yeah, he was Pascal. He was our scorer. He
yeah.
was more
He
of
was a
our
We
scorer.
primary
didn't
forward.
and we didn't have a Tyrese. To be
Have
honest.
a Tyrese, but we did.
Well, AJ.
No, it was more of me, but I didn't realize that at the time because you got to think like I guarded people, but I also when we came back on offense, we had EJ and AJ. Like let's just say if we was running Carolina, they came up off the L screens. I held the ball at the top. JB and Frank or JB and Julius, they did the down screens right there. They would go in and do. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So in that case, that was me, and I did the dirty work. I did more of the assists. I
Well,
got the rebounds. I did blah blah blah. I just didn't
I think
score and understand the aggressiveness that I needed to have for our team to score. Understand? Let me get 2 feet in the
but
paint
I'm
and
gonna say
make
this.
them
I'll say
the
this though,
pass.
Pat. I get where you're going, and I get what you're saying because it makes sense. But I guess my perspective of it is what you're saying is you started the plays, you set it up, which makes sense. That was your move. That was your role to start it up.
You the point guy.
But you was the point guy, but you wasn't the facilitator, if that makes sense.
I was for our starting role, for our starting lineup. If you look at our starting lineup, AJ wasn't our facilitator.
Right.
JB wasn't our facilitator. EJ wasn't our facilitator.
Who you used to pass to, Pat?
Wasn't our. I led the team in assists. What do you mean? Majority of the time, like I got.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying it. That's what I'm And I get that you led in assists. I'm not saying that, but
well,
what
we
I'm
used to
saying
say we used to want you to shoot more because that opened things up for the
That
offense.
was the point. That's
is
what
when I think of facilitating,
with
I think of
Tyrese.
like I might be wrong,
Yeah.
but I could be wrong.
I
Whatever.
wasn't Chris
Everybody has an
Paul
opinion
out
on
that
it.
bitch. I
I
wasn't
just
Chris
see it
Paul.
as like a facilitator is usually like
I was around there. Hey, go over here, go do this, blah 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 blah.
Okay.
But as
Okay.
for like setting up our offense, getting this, our shooters and scorers was more of EJ, AJ, and JB's role in that case. And when we would go to Frank, when we would go down low, when we would do our motion and we'd be like, all right, boom, or our pick and rolls off of this through one of our motions. But outside of that, I really didn't have the role of scoring. A lot of times it was more so, all right, boom, from the top, let me set up, boom.
Hey, Pat, what was my role?
Your role was the exact same thing of my role.
You know who role he had? He had TJ McDermott. That was TJ McDermott.
TJ McConnell, exactly.
TJ McConnell, my bad.
Like, coming off the bench and really the exact same. And this is why I'm saying if I understood get 2 feet in the paint and attack, and it is not just being aggressive for scoring, but it is just being aggressive and getting 2 feet in the paint, making them collapse. I got dish offs, AJ, EJ, or I can get my bucket, but I need to be thinking get my bucket first, then think them. And that's the same thing for Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton has been thinking dish off, blah, 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 but he needs to be thinking bucket first.
But see, the thing is with Tyrese is you want him to go get his bucket. You want him to do that. We all want him to go get his bucket. But the problem is Tyrese hasn't been able to even get in the position to either pass the ball out or get his bucket.
And I agree with that.
And the problem is Dort is a great defender. Dort is probably one of the best defenders in the league. But Tyrese, you have to understand the magnitude of the moment. I don't give a damn if Gary Payton was guarding you. You got to step up now. This is your moment. They want to push the nickname so much to the moment. This is your moment. The whole series is your moment. You got to step up every time. I can't have you sit there and literally be sitting there as the whole entire fucking game until
watching the ship collapse.
And then you can finally
make like, oh, okay.
Let me ask you this. How many times have you seen Lu Dort not guard Tyrese?
That's true.
They're not running too many actions or screens and off balls and this and that. And
they're not. Hold up. It's only
a little bit more.
There's only been 2 main defenders on Tyrese this whole time. It's been Dort and it's been Caruso.
Yeah, absolutely.
I swear to you, every single time I've seen any go to set a screen, this pisses me off because I'm one of those guys that set screens for a lot of people. They set the most shittiest screens I have ever seen.
Yeah, they got a couple calls on
every single screen that is given.
So those are the little things going to Tyrese's play. Even understanding Tyrese doesn't understand fully, like, yo, off ball play. Bro, I need to be Steph Curry around this motherfucker.
You need to just constantly keep moving.
Exactly.
Just move.
But going to
y'all can't make it easy on the defense. They already elite.
But the thing this is why I keep coming back to the point of the others. It doesn't help when nobody else is contributing. Because now, guess what? If I'm sitting there looking, thank you. They key in on you. So now our defense is locked in on Siakam. We're locked in on Halliburton. Guess what? Miles Turner ain't doing shit. Nembhard ain't doing shit.
Miles Turner selling you up forever.
That's why every single game you've probably seen so far, McConnell has been getting his buckets, getting what he wants. Because look, they're not keyed in on him. They're not worried about him because everybody else has been trash. McConnell came in and scored. He scored or assisted on 18 points straight. Literally going into the fourth quarter. I want to say at the end of the third quarter, he had 18 straight. Scoring or assisting on. Because no one's locked in on him.
Yeah, I've been seeing that. As soon as Tyrese hit the court, they own him.
Halliburton and Siakam, they're locking both of them up. not lock. They're literally focused on them. I'm not saying locking Siakam up, but they're
That's
focused
their
on
two
them
priorities
the
on
entire
defense.
time. They're top priority. Everybody else is literally null and void. And I feel was Mathers, is that his last name?
Mathering.
Man, he had that one game, and all the rest of his games have been absolute.
Yeah, that game after that big performance he had, it was very underwhelming.
The game before that and the games after that have been straight garbage. He ain't done nothing yet.
Oh, and I want to add this point too. We keep hold on, Pat. I want to add this point. I'm gonna let you go. We was talking about the 18, 17 points that Tyrese Halliburton averaging in the playoffs. That plus or minus is even less than that. Because if you go based off his matchup, which is Lou Dort's, he's averaging like 12, 15 points just off of threes.
Tyrese has been averaging like three turnovers, 2 or 3 turnovers,
which is normal for a point guard.
And it's not normal for Tyrese though. You got to understand Tyrese has like a turnover. Tyrese has an assist to turnover
ratio. He ain't facing a normal defense.
And that's the point. He's facing
the best defense.
A historic defense. Like this is a top historic defense. So we have to give credit to them. Understand what they're doing. Not discredit what Tyrese is not doing. It's okay.
Well, I'm about to say OKC has
I think you could do both.
OKC has done.
I don't think that's fair.
I don't know.
I think you could discredit Indiana and big up.
I don't know if we mentioned it, but I mentioned it when I said OKC keys to winning the series is literally stopping Indiana from those fast breaks and making them play a half court offense. Indiana's going to do full court press. Indiana's going to do all that. But guess what? OKC half court game is actually pretty good. Their half court offense is really good. They just happen to make you turn the ball over a lot. So literally, they're going to go on a lot of fast breaks. But that half court game is pretty good. Even if, no matter what, they will pick you apart easily, half court and full court. But
they've been getting whatever shot they want.
Indiana's wasting so much energy doing full court press.
Yeah.
Just to literally have their offense be full court, be fast breaks. Their whole offense is fast breaks. So you look at it like they're running basically all fucking game.
Running, but again, they're playing up, bro.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to be here in the context of they're really not supposed to be here. Their talent is not supposed their talent level isn't let's just go to Boston, for example. Boston is not doing this because they don't have to do that. They don't have to do little things like that to annoy the shit out of Shea, tire him by the time he gets down the court, take time off. They have people that we can literally straight up match up with you. Pacers don't have that.
That's true.
They got to do these little antics and do these things to try to slow you down, try to irritate you, try to just get you tired. And those are the games that they've won.
Yep.
By the fourth quarter, Shea's fucking
keep it close enough so that and we can steal it.
They're just, I would say, like you said, they're just trying to tire Shea out because they can literally send like 3 or 4 different people every single night at Shea.
Let me ask y'all this though, right? So we saw J-Dub. This is just going to OKC. We've been talking about the Pacers a little heavy. J-Dub comes out last night. He drops a 46 piece. He's been getting better every game. Every game. I want to
slowly.
Well, I mean, you got to look at what he's been averaging now. Like, if you look at the,
I'm gonna step on this argument, but okay, keep going.
Look at his stats. First game, I'm pulling it up here. First game, 17. Second game, 19. Third game, 26.
Hold on. Why are you calling out these points? I respect calling the points. Call out what he's shooting. Call it, please.
Okay. First game, 17, 6 for 19. Second game, 19, 5 for 14. 26, 9 for 18. 27, 8 for 18. 40, 4 for 25. Now, with all of that said...
Wait, how many for 25?
14 for 25.
Okay.
So with all of that said, you got to understand his game, though. He lives at the free throw line because he's putting pressure on the defense the entire time. Even with if I'm shooting 6 for 19 and I give you 17, or if I'm shooting 5 for 14 and I gave you
Can you
19.
can you pull up what free throws he's shooting in these in the series? What's his free throw stats?
Yeah, let me see. Let's pull up the full stats. So I mean, because that's really like I can tell you right now, that's where he's living. That's his bread and butter right now. Just looking at these stats, just straight from there. All right, stats, game log. Let me go game log.
I'm about to say his points and then say his free throw. How many free throws he's shooting, please? Not to be a dickhead. I'm just asking. That's all.
All right, here we go. All right, so 6 for 19, but went 4 for 4 from the free throw, 17.
Okay.
5 for 14, went 8 for 9 from the free throw, 19. 9 for 18, went 7 for 11 from the free throw, 26. 8 for 18, went 11 for 11 from the free throw, 27. 14 for 25, went 9 for 12 from the free throw, 40. So he's averaging about 83% from the free throw line. And that's he's putting pressure on the defense. You're shooting damn near 10 free throws a game, 9, 11, 11, 12. The first game, it was 4. But you're shooting damn near 10 free throws a game. That's putting pressure on the defense to where that's where you're getting a lot of your points from. And my point is that's a part of the game. He's understanding nobody can guard him. I need to get downhill. I need to be aggressive. The same thing is going on over there for Indiana for Pascal. I bet if we went and go and looked at his field goal percentages, the shit would be nasty. But he's averaging a pretty good average from the free throw because he's pressuring them and he's understanding his role.
He putting pressure on the hoop. Yeah. Constant pressure on the hoop.
Can I say something? Can I say 2 things about J-Dub?
Yeah.
First, J-Dub.
I've been seeing the smut.
J-Dub.
He that's my boy now.
J-Dub.
Like that's my boy. That's my cousin. I'm gonna say this though. J-Dub, why I said it took him a while to get in the series.
J-Dub.
Why I said it took him to get a while in the series is because you talk about watching the game. And there's moments where J-Dub just comes down there and just jacks shit up.
Yeah.
And it's like he's looking for something. But I could tell it's usually those shots that he's jacking up are shots that he's trying to get up before the defense sets in on him. Which that's what you're supposed to do, but they're not in rhythm. That's all. That's from what I'm seeing.
J-Dub's not a shooter.
And that's what I'm saying. He's not a shooter. So if you know you're not a shooter, you're a downhill person. That's like Pat. If you know you're not a shooter, and
that's not the game today.
Huh?
That's not the game today.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
Unfortunately, the game today requires that you need to be at least shooting 5 threes. You're gonna make one.
No.
Them analysts need to throw that out the window. That whole little thing is what's
that's
going
like
on.
if you
no. I'm glad Pat brought that.
If you know you're not a shooter,
because that
come down the court.
That analytic is trash.
And literally take a mid-range shot, mid-motion, stop and pop, knowing that's not your shot.
Because if you look at last game when he just dropped this 40 ball, he was behind the back, pull up, fade away, dropping shot. Right. It's gonna hit eventually.
But
so I gotta stay aggressive.
I will say this though, because J-Dub, what I'm saying is, which is why I love a 7-game series, or I love these multi-game series. You start to see players now. You see players get adjusted to who's defending them as the series goes on. Now J-Dub is like, bro, he's guarding me. All right, bro, I already know what he about to do. I'm about now.
Yeah, he's learning. He's learning.
So now he's learned the tendency. Guess what? Now he's picking his points. Now he's getting his going because. Out of those numbers that you said,
the game is coming to him now.
The numbers that you said, though, what I heard was 2 games out of 5 this series. 2 games out of 5, he didn't rely on the free throws give him that many points.
Nah, You can't say that. He's
What you mean?
averaged damn near 10 free throws. He's the first
Yeah,
game.
he's averaging 10 free throws. That's like half his
The second
points.
game,
But that's
9
why I
free throws.
said there's two games. I want to say it's the 26. The game he has 26 points is what you said.
No, he had 11 free throw attempts, and when he had 26 points, he had just 7 makes. And then when he had 27 points, he had 11 free throw attempts with 11 makes.
Hey, them
But there's
on
two
their money
games
to
where
distance, boy. Them refs gonna be
I don't
good
know if
out
it was
of this.
27, 26. I might be wrong, but there's two games
The
where
first two
he has
games,
multiple. He has, I want to say, the 40-point game. How many free throws did he have?
he had 12 attempts with 9 makes.
With 9 makes. So
He's
9
getting
points.
downhill.
So 40. You're talking about 40 points, and out of those 40 points, 9 of them came from the free throw line. That's what I mean. He's not relying fully on the free throws.
First game. This is the first game.
Understanding how the defense playing, and he's like he's into that.
No, this is the first game out of the entire series. He's hit more than 1 3. He hit 3 threes.
I'm not talking about the threes, Pat. I'm not talking about the threes.
You're talking about the points. The points are accumulation of where you score. If I score 3 threes, that's 9 points. If I make 9 free throws, that's 18 added together. 18 minus 40 equals 22.
So let me get it straight. If he made 3 threes, right? He made 3 threes to make that 40, right?
Yes.
Okay. Literally, if we're talking about threes and we're talking about twos, so if he literally says to have 40 points, 9 of them come from the free throw line. So that means take away those 9 points, he got 31. If he never touches the free throw line, he literally gets 31 points altogether.
Yes.
I get what you're saying, that he lives at the free throw line.
He had made more field goals than he did over the past few games. One game he had 9. He went 9 for 18 when he scored 26. He went 8 for 18 when he scored 27. If we take the threes away from the field goals, he went 11.
Why are you taking away the threes?
Because in these other games, he's only hit 1 3. In these other games, he's only hit in the game where he scored 26, he went 1 for 2 from the 3. In the game where he scored 27, he went 0 for 3 from the 3. If you take the threes away and just look at the field goals and the free throws, to your point that
I'm taking away the free throws. I'm not taking away the 3-pointers. I'm taking away just the free throws.
If you took away his free throws or his threes, they're the exact same amount. They're 9. It's the same amount. It doesn't matter. So at the end of the day,
if I'm sitting there,
if I'm saying he scored 11 field goals, it's more than the other 2
my
3
statement
games.
is wrong because I'm saying that I'm literally saying at this point now, he's living. His points are all coming from the free throw line.
He's been doing it all series.
What, coming from the free throw?
Yes.
That now, what my statement literally is, he's gotten to a point where he don't have to get all his points from that free throw line. He's getting his points. He's getting his points now just from regular buckets.
On the field.
He's gotten warmed up better, more. So
where's the argument here?
But he needs his free throw game too. It's no argument. We're saying the
same need him refs.
Yeah. But he's still gonna need his free throw game too.
I get that he needs the rep. I get that he needs the free throws, and the free throws opens up his game. Yes,
he's getting better as the series goes.
But I'm saying, I love that the free throws is a part of his game. I love that. That makes so much sense. But I'm happy now that he could get his buckets without the free throws. Now what that does is open up the OKC's offense even more. That's
more dangerous.
That's like when I'm saying, if Chet not hitting threes, their offense is closed off. When Chet starts hitting these threes, oh boy, you are literally
another avenue,
a whole nother aspect that you cannot stop.
So great.
That's like when you go from 100 points to like you drop 140 that night.
We know Shea averaged 32 in the regular season. In the regular season, he
gonna average 30
in the playoffs. He's averaging 30.
Shout out to the refs, man.
We already have it written down that Shea is going to have 30 points.
20 free throws.
His second best player, the second best player on that team, Jalen Williams. I need you to get X, Y, and Z. When you cannot provide me X, Y, and Z, We got to look to another option because guess what? We're running out of options at this point, knowing we're already a better team.
Jalen Williams and Chet should be interchangeable twos at this point.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the case. Chet is a 3. And there's in this case right now, at least from what it looks like in this series, and just overall, Chet just needs to get a little bit stronger. But
he got to eat, man.
And that's where I say when we talked about earlier, that 2-man lineup of Chet and Hartenstein is killing Indiana. It's 2
7-footers.
That's what I'm saying. It's 2. Not only is it, but you got to look at it like this. Not only is it 2 7-footers, we're talking about 2 7-footers where one of them play the free throw line and one plays the 3-point line.
Right.
So really,
exactly.
No matter what you do, Miles Turner could guard Hartenstein all he wants. Hartenstein is coming to set that screen for Chet. Miles Turner is going to play under that. He's going to play back because guess what? He's thinking, well, shit, I can't. What can I give up? Should I give up Chet 3 or should I give up this automatic floater that Hartenstein throws up? Because if I go up on Chet going to 3, best believe Chet can easily blow past Miles Turner.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw it.
And guess what? Now you're in a predicament of Chet about to throw a lob to Hartenstein.
And Chet was balling.
Now you're in nose man's land.
And they slowed down and they got Chet out of there a little bit. Yeah. But saw Jalen Williams took the step. Now, why I got a question. I mean, so I've been having this conversation probably like before the playoffs or right when the playoffs started with some of my friends. So I wanted to hear, what y'all had to think about it.
I thought we were your friends.
Whatever, man. Y'all are. Y'all my brothers.
Yeah,
but whatever. More love.
Anywho.
The conversation I said Jalen Williams is a better overall complete player than LaMelo Ball. LaMelo Ball is a more talented player than Jalen Williams. And I was told that I was crazy as fuck.
Where are you wrong at?
I was told I was crazy as fuck.
LaMelo is a liability on defense. That's one thing. He's a liability.
Yeah, he's a super liability.
2, he's inconsistent.
Yeah, very.
And then 3, LaMelo is literally what Tyrese. What LaMelo best potential is what Tyrese Halliburton is right now. Because literally, that's just what it is. LaMelo with a better shot. Tyrese Halliburton is the white neighborhood. LaMelo is, hate to say it, is the black neighborhood. That's what it is. That's just what it is, y'all. I can say it.
Tyrese is what you get when you have a father in your life.
Lit too.
And the black neighborhood is what you get when
the white neighborhood
got lit. Both neighborhoods are lit, but I'm telling you this: I'll bring Tyrese Halliburton is someone I'm okay with my daughter dating. LaMelo, I ain't okay with my daughter dating LaMelo.
Based off their game?
Yeah, LaMelo.
Based off their game.
I'm gonna tell you the truth.
He's off their game.
Off the court activities.
No.
Tyrese ain't interested in your fucking daughter at all.
No. Tyrese ain't. I gotta call Uma on him.
Hey, shout out Tyrese, man.
Tyrese,
gotta call Uma on. But we're talking about on the court.
The other side of me, you know what I'm saying?
On the court, Tyrese Halliburton is that clean cut. You know what he could.
You know what you're gonna get.
He could get to his spots fast.
The white Air Forces.
Yeah, white clean Air Forces. Desi Banks. Yeah, Desi Banks with the white Air Forces. You got Desi Banks with the black Air Forces.
That's
you got LaMelo. You got Tyrese. Which one you want, man?
But this is the thing. If LaMelo,
they're the same player. They're the same player in 2 different fonts.
If LaMelo took the white Air Forces foundations, right? The white swoosh, the white laces, the white format at the bottom, but black around the midsole. I'm talking about.
Hey, low key. This is gonna be crazy. This is a crazy statement, low key. Low key, Indiana team Indiana and Charlotte Hornets are basically mirrors of each other. But in this, one's clean, one's the white Air Force version,
They're missing
one's the
Pascal.
black Air Force version. Because
One is overachieving in life, one is constantly underachieving in life.
yeah,
Hey, no
that's
doubt.
what I'm saying. They're literally opposites of each other. They're the
One
same.
is-
They have the same play style. They have the same everything. Just one just overachieves all the time, and one is not.
They don't have Pascal as
That boy
starter.
LaMelo in the trap. He
They
ain't
don't
missed a
have
day.
Pascal, but they got
Tyrese be turning in
what's
all
the
his
boy?
homework
What's the new kid? Brandon Miller.
assignments on time.
Low key, but now let's be
Look
fair.
here. Look,
Let's be fair.
Indiana has Obi Toppin. Charlotte has Miles Bridges.
No cap.
It's the same thing.
Williams, Miles Turner.
Miles Turner.
Don't lie. Hey. TJ McConnell. What's that boy name?
That's
Little AI. Little AI.
Little AI.
Oh,
It's
with
in
the
same
with the
person.
blade.
Like
Oh,
Trey
yeah.
Songz.
What's that boy
Trey
name? He still
Songz.
play for them?
Oh,
He still play for them?
yeah. Man, I can't think of his name.
Trey Jones, is it?
No, it's
Trey
not
Mann.
Trey Jones. Trey Jones is the one.
Man.
Huh?
Trey
Trey
Mann.
Man. Yeah,
Trey
Trey
Mann.
Man.
They're basically the same
Yeah.
exact teams. They're just literally
but the hood
one's in
bro,
poverty, one has money.
wait.
No cap.
Wait.
What? One's in poverty, one has money.
So we saying the hood is poverty.
It is. It's a trap.
But
But
we're talking about
I
the
ain't gonna say
Charlotte
that.
Hornets.
I'm not
We're
gonna say
talking
that.
about Charlotte Hornets. Ain't nobody coming to that fucking team. Nobody wants to
Bro,
go.
you got the Ivy
This is an
League
outside combo,
graduate
but
or
technically,
the college graduate, and you got I'm in the trap every day. I ain't missed a dip. I ain't missed a play.
if we be realistic,
I got perfect attendance.
most times the hood is probably going to be the undervalued neighborhood and
I wish we had an
lower
urban planner here.
Tyrese is the guy with the
more
resources.
poverty.
LaMelo, he
Yeah.
had to get assistance. You know what I'm saying?
You called me? You called the planner?
This nigga came.
You got the right rhetoric, brother.
Like he was
Underserved
Why he came
Button
through rubbing
that
his
was
hands
wasted.
like Birdman.
Yes,
We
sir.
talking about city planning? What are we talking
Hey,
about?
man, I can add to that.
Nah, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on. You know what's funny though? Literally, my dad asked about you, Mel. My dad was like, because he was asking about where everybody was at. And I was like, yeah, Mel's in Detroit right now. And he was like, oh shit, for real? That's crazy. He was like, what are you doing up there? I was like, he he trying to be a urban planner. He was like, what that mean? I was like, he trying to help the city and shit. I don't know. He was like, I guess that's what we want to do for life. I got you.
If you put it in a nutshell, it's kind of like that. You just kind of, yeah.
So
Trying to help black neighborhoods.
Well, if I'm being honest, as an urban planner, no, hold on. As an urban,
White
I don't
people
want.
buy Jordans too.
No, I'm not trying to. That's funny. I get it, but no, I'm not trying to specifically say I'm only in this to help the people. No, you're helping everyone in a nutshell, but you also, as an urban planner, you have to also be aware of other communities that are in effect, and specifically,
I'm not gonna lie.
the black community has been ostracized from urban planning, whether it be red lighting, gentrification, displacement.
So
That's what we do. That's what we do. Cause this the thing. Hold on. Cause this when they say, and this the term. This when they say y'all just be happy that we just asking for reparations. Because a lot of times we're looking at it, and I think more often than not, and I think that's a beautiful way to think about it, Mel. But more often than not, our other counterparts may look at it and say, how can I help my community? And not just say my community in that, but say, how can I help my people first? And how you just said it, and your explanation is just who needs help the most. And it happens to be us. But I think a lot of times we think just that way of let me help whomever and not just let's help us first.
This nigga just did all that fucking rambling.
Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying?
To restate the same shit.
No, I can understand what he's saying.
All he did was change his damn couple words around.
Mel, see what I'm saying in that? No, because I'm saying I would have a different mind. Like, I'm not challenging Mel's mindset. I said it's a beautiful mindset.
You're gonna be a cold politician, my boy. You're gonna be cold when your campaign comes out.
Mel's mindset is let's help whomever needs help. So if in that case it was a Hispanic
brother, you ain't gotta keep convincing for me.
First, I'm
a vote for you. I'm a vote for you.
Shut the fuck up. I'm not talking to you. So what Mel is saying is if it's a Hispanic community, if it's a white community, if it's a black community that needs help more, I'm gonna help that community because that's my job. I'm saying,
because also at the end of the day, it depends on where I'm living. If I'm living in, if I'm moving back to Bakersfield, if I'm back in Bakersfield, California,
when my dad asked what is an urban planner, my basic simple statement was a person that helps their city. That's all he's going to do. Is help
the neighborhood here.
That is the I feel like you could have added at least 5 more words to that.
My mindset would be to help my people first.
Well, first of all,
from my mindset, and that's okay. Like, you don't have to have the same mindset.
My dad's probably the oldest dad out of everybody's dad. Low-key. Maybe behind your dad, Jamel.
My dad is 58. 57, 58.
My dad up there too.
He was born in 67. If I could just do the math, I can.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Your dad might be older than
58.
mine. Because my dad, he was born at 70.
What's your dad? How old is your dad? Nachi?
He was born in 1970. So
he born 1970.
He's 3 years younger than mine.
Yeah.
But
that's why I was like for him when you state
my dad older than yours.
When you state a job 55. When you state a job that's like urban planner or like
that shit ain't common, bro.
That's not new.
Yeah, and that's the main reason why. That's the main cool. Because the field is 96% white.
That's why exactly, the most basic statement of
so it's not
someone that's trying to help.
But when you think of urban, what community do you first think about?
I think of just neighborhood. I think of the word neighborhood. I think of neighborhoods, like smaller communities. I don't think of like a giant. I don't see you going to fix Houston, Texas.
No. I'm saying the word. No, Nash, my bad. No, Nash, I'm saying the word
urban to rural. That's what he's saying.
When you think of the word urban, which community do you think about?
Oh,
who's predominantly?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Right. But then look who's actually predominantly in the field, not us. And then when you look at how, and it's just a fact of this is one of the things I want to do with urban planning is education. And teaching the younger people, because I didn't know what it really was because I was just so infatuated with geography itself. I came across urban planning because you can't be an urban planner if you don't know good geography or I can't even say basic geography. You have to have some form of advanced geographical knowledge to be an urban planner because you can't plan a city if you don't even understand geography itself. Because it's deeper than just let's just put this here, let's put that there. You have to look into the pollution. You have to look into the how does the community react to things. So that's more of a thing where you have to go into communication and you have to understand the people.
And
you have to have people skills. So
I didn't know one. I haven't gone to college, so proud of y'all. I didn't know what it takes to get to be an urban planner, but also I know a lot of people don't know what urban planners are. So my mindset when I'm talking to someone who don't know what that job is, I'm going to give you the most basic selection to what it is. Because like even when people ask me what my job is, I can literally be like, I'll order this and this and this, and you can be like, nigga, what? All right, bro. I literally work in a warehouse and I low key work for Amazon and all these other companies, all in one job.
Oh yeah. Let me see.
Yeah. Because if I'm being honest, I have to explain urban planning.
Bro, he literally just helped
I would say if I told 10 random people about urban planning or told them that's what I'm studying for, I would say 6 of them I have to explain it to.
And I would say
over half.
Add to that.
And then out of the 4 that do know,
black or white.
Only like I said, random. It doesn't matter. Because there's white people that don't know what it is. There's white people.
I think
there's a lot.
I don't think most people know what urban planning is.
But
they don't. If you take, and even those 4
who are older. It's usually the
Yes.
older generation because
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Bro.
It can vary.
I know. I personally went to school with a bunch of fucking white people in middle school, and you went to school with a bunch of white people in elementary at Charles Ellis. If you went and asked all of those white people who you went to school with, they probably could context what urban planning is, but they probably never heard of urban planning as a job.
But that's what I'm saying. Like we have grown.
It's one of them things you don't know who do that job until you.
It's like if you know you. It's
but
one
this
of those
generation has grown with
their
context clues, though. That is how our whole generation has grown.
Yeah, and I would say also
context clues of a state.
Now
Clearly,
with
you go urban planner, we look and connect. Oh, urban, AKA. Yes, we're gonna say black, but
but also city.
I think of a city.
City,
but
yeah.
I think of city. I think of metropolitan.
But then you think, okay, he's planning for the city. Okay, cool. Yeah. But the older generation, they didn't go heavy off of context clues. So if you go, oh, you're urban planner. What the fuck did that mean? Da-da-da-da-da. Like they're not gonna. Their first thing is not, oh, urban means black city. Da-da-da. No, they're thinking, what the fuck you playing?
That's the same thing as Google. Like, if you think about it, we figure out anything when we go to Google. Like, we just figure that shit out or go to YouTube.
Yeah.
It's probably a 1 out of 2, like 50%. This person might watch YouTube for their videos or go to Google. This person over 50 might not. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a 1 out of 2. Your mom might watch that shit. Your dad might not. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Like,
quick question though, just to confirm, just to circle back all the way back to the original conversation. So is Charlotte Hornets not a poverty organization or not?
They definitely are. I think we already. I think we were.
Yeah, I think we were
contextualizing that.
If that makes
sense, a poverty
but
franchise,
it's not really contextualizing.
Because they're bottom of the barrel.
What's the
bottom of the
word
barrel team. And not only that, majority
of
players have been arrested and or in
trouble. Yeah, like that's our connotation of their organization. But Charlotte as a whole, I mean, they say it's like a mini Atlanta and it's growing.
Oh yeah,
I wouldn't say it's
as a person who's lived in that city and has been there very recently. When I lived there in the early 2000s, so like 2007. I lived like 30 minutes outside of Charlotte, and then in 2009, I lived in Charlotte for about 6 months. Very different. I went back there in this past December. The places that were straight up forest land for miles now have shopping centers, apartment complexes, low density single family homes. The development in Charlotte has risen, and it is more of how Atlanta is a mecca of entertainment and other things, but mostly entertainment. When a lot of people think of the city outside of sports,
that's what they say.
Charlotte is more of the business district. You're gonna have Bank of America headquarters, I believe, is there. Mm-hmm. They have other institutions where
you got Bank of America Stadium out there.
For the stadium.
For the ops.
It's still
since I'm talking about the sports wise.
Charlotte.
Sports-wise, for that team, for that city, nobody wants to go there. That's just one thing. Two, you could say nobody. You could say, and not everybody don't want to go there. Literally, all the stars that they've had on that team have been either drafted there or traded there, and majority of time, all of them have been drafted there in homegrown talents.
It's not an attractive.
It's not an attractive place.
That's what makes them.
It's a raise my family place.
Look at Ja Morant,
and no real history could be made with them because nobody wants to be there.
Okay, but look at Ja Morant. Who wants to go to Memphis?
No one.
That's true. Who wants to go to New Orleans?
True. Poverty. You're naming poverty teams. Yeah.
These are low market teams, but in the cities, they're not poverty cities.
You're not. See, you're taking as I'm talking about their city. I'm talking about their team is low poverty.
If you want to call it that, low market poverty teams. Yeah, sure. In context to the Lakers, in context to
nobody wants to be there. Nobody wants to play there.
Yeah. But they're still teams. If we're talking in context of business, These motherfuckers is bringing in millions for
No
these
one's
cities.
talking about business. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the players on this team and
That's
what
what
their
Pat want
fucking
to talk
records end
about,
up
though. He
being.
want to talk
If we
about
talking about the players aren't poverty players, but the franchise is a poverty franchise. Some of the players, I mean,
my bad.
Okay, with the addition of Desmond Bain, is the Magic a poverty team?
Hey,
They're middle class. They're like middle. They're like in the middle of the road team.
They probably about
Jamel,
middle
I'm
of the
glad
road,
you
but
brought
because
that
of-
up because that's kind of the
because
angle I
that.
want to go toward.
That's
Okay,
because of that,
we
bro.
established that Charlotte, North Carolina, and the Hornets / the Panthers are poverty-stricken franchises. Put on your general, your GM or your owner's cap. Now we playing NFL franchise. What type of moves or what type of direction you think they need to go in to kind of turn this around and get some success in a professional sense? Like,
Bro, who the fuck is you talking about? You just said NFL.
And he said NBA at the same time.
Like who?
well, I'm trying
what
like
the
franchise
fuck are we?
modes on those games. I don't know.
All right,
Y'all
so
play them.
wait,
I
wait.
know all
Well,
that. So
team
y'all
are
might
you
know.
only
talking
statement
about?
that the only way you can fix both of these, sure, both teams or whatever, you get a fucking superstar. You bring attraction to your city. That's just it.
How you go about attraction?
And you have to sign them, or sure you could trade them and get rid of people, but what makes them, that's like if
what would attract a superstar though
the
to
Charlotte
Charlotte?
Hornets, if the Charlotte Hornets
that's the
sign,
conversation.
if they sign KD, that changes things. Oh shit, they got KD. Let's see what's gonna happen now, huh?
Niggas is gonna say KD is drunk. That shit don't change shit.
Yes, and
they gonna say KD about to retire.
Pat, you literally proved my point. Nobody goes to that team. So guess what? When the superstar do go to that team, you're looking like ain't no motherfucking way he does. Why?
I'm gonna give you a context. First, what I would do to answer your question first, of course, to what Najee said, I'm looking for somebody to fill. I'm looking for a superstar. It depends on what I want. Do I want to win games or do I want to just fill seats? More than likely, and I'm gonna say this, Charlotte, they chose LaMelo probably with the context that hey, we're gonna win games. We're gonna do blah blah blah. LaMelo's so fucking hurt all the time, you can't even win games with him. So
you're not filling seats.
And winning fills seats whenever he plays, but winning fills seats more. So of course you go to a Minnesota. Oh man, diamond in the rough. We just got Ant Edwards. Look at what that franchise looks like now and compare it to when they just had Cat. Yes, you get a superstar, but winning fills seats. Ja Morant, they have been top 3 in the West 2 times since Ja Morant has been there. Winning fills seats. It's regular season, but it's Ja Morant. Should we come see Ja? Even if it's just that, like by the time you get to the now, granted, we might not make it to the fucking conference finals and all this shit, but look at the Pelicans. The Pelicans ain't been winning worth the shit. When they were, that shit was stacked.
Brokey.
No, I ain't gonna lie. When they had that little run and they got bounced out the first round, that city, they got behind them.
Like 2 seasons.
It was a lot of excitement.
Right after that, it's over with. So
yeah, it was over.
I feel like it's more about now you go to Indiana. Indiana, another low market team, but look at where they're at. Look at the winning and things of that nature.
Historically, whether it was Halliburton, Oladipo, Paul George, whenever they do have a guy and they make a playoff run,
that's a football town.
And it caters to that.
You know what's crazy though?
Fill seats.
Winning fill seats. Because there was a time before Ja when Memphis was packing it out with Randolph and Gasol.
Yeah,
and literally
grit and grind.
Right now,
giving Russ
let's
and
talk about
KD,
Charlotte, New Orleans, Washington,
Orlando.
No, just those 4 teams.
What about Brooklyn?
You can go to a game $15.
Notice how all those teams are in the South.
These are your
except
4.
Portland.
I mean, you can say Utah as well.
Utah. I'll say Utah too. Those are your 5 teams.
Just now.
Those are
Before
your
that.
5. No.
What do you mean?
They've been
They've
poppy
been
for a minute,
they've
man.
been
They was
that
pack,
shit.
no,
Let's
I'm
not
saying they was
making this a
packing the house
regional
when they
thing.
had Donovan Mitchell.
They've been,
I
and
mean,
that's been
they-
that's about
you
4 or
could
5
you
years.
could go back to what we
Yeah, he
just
been
said
gone.
about.
I thought it was only like year 2.
Nah, it's probably been about 3 years, but
3
you can say the
years.
same thing about the Pelicans. We just said the Pelicans was
Yeah.
packing the house. They had Lonzo. They had
Yeah, they had.
That thing
Yeah,
was jumping.
it was
Zion. They had
bumping
that.
at one
Gotcha.
point. Yeah,
That was a couple
But
years back.
you're talking
but
about
now they're
5,
trash.
you're talking
They're
about
poverty
5 teams.
now.
And you could tell me, you could say they all down the south or wherever, but these are 5 teams where nobody wants to go. That's one thing.
Detroit last year or the year
Nobody
before.
wants to go there. They're not winning, and guess what? Nobody's there to see them.
You want
These
to
are
add Toronto
usually
in there? Can we add
Portland,
Toronto?
New Orleans, Charlotte. Who else we said? Utah and
Toronto?
You could say Detroit before
No,
Cade.
no.
before
I'm talking about. These are teams that you don't see on TV, and they're not getting a chance to be on TV. Cade and Detroit and them are now going to be in that conversation now. They're in that conversation now.
But I don't see them getting more games than Cleveland next year.
No. One, because Cleveland's number one team in the East.
And who
But
the
I'm
fuck
saying,
wants to watch?
they're going to get more national games than what they had last year. We're
For
talking about.
sure.
Yeah,
We're
they
talking
should.
most
But
definitely.
you go
even
from
OKC
you
didn't
go-
lead us in national games this year, and they were top seed the year before.
Who?
Say again?
OKC and Denver.
Yeah.
Neither of them. led
Denver
us
be
in.
getting all the national
Denver be
games,
getting a
bro.
lot of fucking
I'm like,
games.
bro, ain't nobody trying to watch this.
Denver is
You know, I
on
would-
TNT all the time.
Let's see.
I did not
Let's
see OKC this year.
OKC
Yeah,
was
go on the list.
I have
See-
not
OKC
seen
was
a
on
look
that.
at
regular
the-
season
look at the numbers.
OKC game on a Wednesday
Right
or
now,
a Friday.
I can
none of
guarantee you, I really haven't seen the Kings game. I haven't seen.
it. Yep.
I haven't seen Charlotte on TV at all.
Oh, I seen Orlando
I see
like
them.
3
I see them.
times.
on TV.
If you live in the South, you can see Charlotte.
No, we're talking national. I mean,
I haven't seen
prime
the
time.
Wizards
you
on
ain't seen it,
TV.
no.
Yeah, because you can watch locally. You could just go on
Of
Ball
course, you can
Sports.
watch
and
it.
get
You
it.
might have thought they
Yeah,
wasn't
you
a
go on
franchise.
channel 382. You can catch a Hawks game.
Or
No shade
Channel
to the
7.
Hawks.
Hey man,
No shade to the
relax,
Hawks. No shade to the Hawks.
relax.
There
Don't
you
take
go.
it personal.
We're not
It's
talking
an
about
example.
Orlando.
It's an
He saw.
example.
God damn,
Don't take it
bro. Here you
personally.
come
He
with
take
your
everything
Florida
personal.
ass.
Don't take it
He's
personally.
taking it
man.
personal. He's already taking it personal. Look at him.
Jesus.
He's hurt.
Arms folded and everything.
Yeah, man.
He's getting reserved.
He's reserved. I'm just saying, these teams are the teams that you're not gonna see on TV, and they don't. Their only choice.
People
Detroit
want to
had-
come to Atlanta. I'm sorry, we ain't one of them.
Detroit had 4 national games. Let me just make
Out
sure.
of 82.
Out of this
Jesus Christ.
entire last series, this is out of the last 24 to 20,
They're gonna probably have 10 next season.
including NBA TV. And this
They'll
is
probably have at most they'll have 10, but
6.
I would say 6 to 10.
They're getting 6.
If we,
They're not
if
getting
we
10.
exclude NBA TV, Detroit had 1 national TV game last year.
Makes sense.
If we exclude national TV, OKC had 15. Cleveland had 9.
Yeah.
Cleveland had 9. The Clippers only 9.
All right.
The point
He
is,
had that many
Well,
national
I'm gonna
games.
tell
How
you
many
this.
did Denver
Crazy.
have?
Denver
They had like 18.
Denver excluding
20.
NBA TV, they had 22.
Damn. I should have took the over.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why. One,
Just pitiful.
majority of the time, on top of that list is majority of those teams all in the West.
That's true too.
All right. So, excluding, let's see, you got Lakers, Boston, Golden State, Knicks, Dallas, Denver, Sixers. That's top 6.
Yeah.
Okay, those make
And
sense.
first of all, I can tell you this: the Sixers games got cut. Majority of them games got cut.
They was in the budget.
Yeah,
not more.
that's the
Not no
truth.
more.
I mean, shit, the Suns is right under them. The Suns is right under them.
You got to look at it like this: as these games are going on, you're looking at the records. Now they're trying to force Cleveland into the TV spot because they're like, damn, they number one. We can't just keep cutting these niggas off of TV. Oh, bro, we about to show the 76ers versus the motherfucking the Grizzlies
Bucks.
or the Bucks.
Grizzlies,
Bro,
yeah.
turn that fucking game off. Put them on Philly TV, and we'll put the Cavs versus Cavs versus Orlando on TV instead. We'd rather have that than this. So they change them around a lot. Guess what? It's a lot of teams like that. You're not going to see. I guarantee you will not see a Utah Jazz versus Portland Trailblazers game on TV.
No.
You're not
Portland Trailblazers on national TV is crazy.
You're not seeing them on national TV. They will not put them on TNT. They ain't gonna put them on ABC. They damn sure ain't gonna have a Sunday game.
I think it's poverty, and then you got Portland. I think they just fell through the basement.
And their only problem is, and all of them have the same problem. They're not gonna get anybody that's not homegrown talent.
Yeah, they can't just get a free agent KD acquisition.
Don't nobody want to go to the Timberwolves. KD said he don't want to go to the Timberwolves, and you got Edwards over there.
I want Anthony Edwards to get the hell out of there.
Yeah, that wouldn't say. Yeah,
that wouldn't help him. That wouldn't help his legacy altogether anyway. So
I mean, how would it not?
What you mean?
Wait, who? KD's legacy?
If KD goes to the Spurs, they're not winning a championship in the next 2 years. If KD goes to
KD has
winning a championship in the next 2
KD
years.
has maybe 3 years left. Maybe 3.
So tell me, what destination is he going to win a championship in the next 3 years?
Next 3 years?
Out of the 2 that I just gave you, that he said that he wants.
His top 3 was Spurs, Rockets, and
Miami.
And Miami's not happening.
None of those 3.
So where is he gonna win?
His best
man, he might well.
All 3 of those teams, he gets to the second round.
His best winning scenario is in this order of Rockets, Spurs, Heat. That's his best winning scenario.
That's them playing at their best.
The Rockets. If he go to the
Rockets,
Pacers are playing right now.
Well,
one
you got to look at
right now.
He's not a free agent. He's going to get traded.
Oh yeah. So the Rockets. What the hell do the Rockets even have?
Jalen Green.
They got youth. They got youth, brother.
No, I'm saying to give up.
Youth.
No, to give up.
They have youth to give up, brother.
Trading Jalen Green and
that's the only motherfucker I know on the team.
They got the big man, Sadu.
Think about that.
No.
They're not trading nothing else.
35-year-old KD is not about to leave. Look at all the OGs.
I'm just answering.
Look at all the OGs that are still balling. LeBron can't do it by himself. Steph can't do it by himself. KD damn sure is not about to go do it by himself in Houston.
Okay, then.
Bro, all he has to do is score.
That's his job. Yeah, they have a top 10.
It's not that easy. It's not that easy.
No. It's different when you're talking about KD, I need you to be a
man. He better take himself to Miami.
Defender. He has enough defenders behind him that could.
I see what you're saying. Right? I see what you're saying, but look at this, right? So Jalen Green, he likes to go. He goes ghost some games. Like it's like you know. Mm-hmm. So let's just say in those games he shoots the ball 3 times. In those games that he goes ghost, Tart Eason or Twin.
He probably get traded too.
One of those 2 starts balling and putting up a couple extra points. You got probably an extra 6 points. That's an extra 3 to 5 shots. KD is not missing a game where he's not shooting 13 shots. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So it changes the dynamic of what's going on that court.
It's gonna be growing pains, like any big trade acquisition.
Okay,
really
big free agent
really, you look at it like this.
In a
when you look at their team right now, who's their number 1 scorer? Who's their first option to score? Şengün. Who's their second option to score? Van Vliet. Who's their third option to score? Should be Jalen Green.
Think that, bro. I think Jalen Green is more.
Their most consistent shooter. That's their most consistent shooter. Van Vliet.
Number 2 option should be Jalen Green. 3 Van Vliet. Behind that, what? Dylan.
That's the reason why they lost to Golden State.
Twin,
because Jalen Green started disappearing. Leader scorer became Van Vliet.
Hold on. Let's back up. Because Twin just now getting to scoring like that. If Twin keep up that same scoring aggression that he had in the playoffs, that changes.
They're gonna be different. Yeah, he has a trajectory.
That changes something right there alone.
He has to play like that consistently.
You cannot tell me Twin has been playing like that all season.
Hell no, because y'all would have been talking about it. We wouldn't have heard the last of that.
I
Yeah.
Cause
think
y'all love Twin.
Twin is good, and I never talked down on Twin because him and his brother in Detroit been balling, but they haven't been scoring like he was in Houston.
I mean, Twin has averaged 14 points in the regular season. He averaged 8 rebounds and he averaged 3 assists.
Mhm.
And in the postseason, just to go,
All that about to go up next year.
he averaged 15
If he play
points in the season
consistent.
and 6 rebounds and 3 assists. So
His scoring is about to go up next season.
it's about the
Sure.
same. But and he's taken a step up this year in general. But I mean, as a total, looking at it, I mean, Jalen Green averaged 21 points, Sengun averaged 19 as this year. And I mean, and then Sengun, of course, averaged 10 rebounds and
We're talking about scoring right now.
5 assists.
Who's their top 3
overall
scorer?
player? I mean, yeah, scoring is cool, but as an overall player, Sengun, of course, is the better player. But as a
They're
scorer,
playing who?
Jalen Green.
Okay.
But as a scorer, Jalen Green scores more and scores easier than Sengun should score more and score easier than Sengun.
I think Sengun
Jalen
scores
Green averages
easier than
more
Jalen
points than
Green.
Sengun?
Over the season, over the regular season, yes. In the postseason,
He probably get a shot off that.
Jalen Green was
come
a
on.
shell of himself in the postseason. In the postseason, he only averaged 13 points versus the 20 points that he averaged. So he didn't reach his
He
average.
folded.
Versus Sengun.
Okay, how much? Let's go to this.
Sengun averaged 20 points.
How many points did Kevin Durant average in the regular season?
27.
27 versus Jalen Green's 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of Jalen Green as soon as possible if I can get Kevin Durant.
For 7 points. Oh my God.
Oh man, we'll have to see where KD goes, man. I don't know. I hope he goes.
Before
to
we
the
get out
Mavs
of
or
here,
some
though,
shit.
I want to just point out the fact that Patrick looked like he got a comb over, like he got a blonde wig on.
He look like a Super Saiyan.
I don't. It looked like he could just do that one time. I had to look.
Nah, you look like a Super Saiyan,
I'm
bro.
saying, it caught me off guard when you're sitting there. Your headphones like floating in the air. I was like, this one got a toupee on? What he got on?
I haven't even see it. I go crazy.
Yeah, it look like you got the comb over, dog. You like Dave Chappelle off that one.
It don't look crazy. It looks weird as shit. That's what I'm saying.
I said I go crazy, nigga.
Okay.
I ain't say it look crazy.
Crazy Eight. You go
Oh,
Crazy
shit.
8. You go Kobe Bryant, Adidas. Hey, I'm real quick. What
I
y'all
was just gonna
opinion
let
on
him.
the new?
God damn it, Frank, we trying to leave.
Right, but yeah, we finna
No,
dip,
what are
nigga.
you about to say?
Whatever opinion you got, nigga, I'm finna do. What's your question?
Till next time.
Oh, we cut his lines, y'all. We cut his
That
lines.
nigga don't wanna answer his question.
Till next time.
We cut his
Much
lines.
love.
All right. Oh, we didn't even do the
One
intro.
love.
Yo. Welcome back to the
Nigga,
Till next time.
episode. What the fuck?
Yeah, I ain't had nothing to say. I have not watched the finals in like 3 games, bro. I was like, I ain't got nothing to say.
Why?
You ain't missed nothing. Till
Exactly.
next
So
time.
I was like, I don't have nothing to say. So I was like,
He
I wasn't gonna sit. I was gonna sit here like
he out
this.
here watching the game. Instead of watching the game,
No.
he playing Sudoku.
No, I was out. When you
you
put in
living
the
your
group
life.
chat, when you put in the group
Yeah,
chat,
playing solid.
Are you even watching the soccer games and shit, nigga?
barely. Not really. Actually, no. Not. I can't even say barely. No, I ain't gonna lie. I was playing.
Why
FIFA
he on the
while y'all
pod,
was-
though? Pick him
No,
up.
while y'all was going, I was playing FIFA and I was listening like how I'd be locked in when I play the game. Just put a podcast on. I was a fan. I was in the chat.
He's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan.
But
Man,
no,
y'all niggas
I just ain't really been watching no sports the past couple of weeks.
That man ain't been watching no great.
I've been out here with family and school and
Cooley
work
look
and
like
all
he
that.
want to ask his questions still. Look at
Hey
him.
man, get it
Look
out.
at
Hey,
him.
I'm still here. See, I'm
Look
still
at him.
fresh. I'm still fresh. I ain't talking in a while, so I'm.
Come on, ask the question, Cooley.
What y'all think of Orlando Magic new uniform? That's all I was gonna ask.
I ain't seen it.
And to that, y'all boys, I
Yeah.
see y'all next week. Much
See,
love.
y'all do all that. Y'all ask me,
Man,
y'all
I
do all that. Yeah, I'm
appreciate
leaving.
y'all.
Nah, you ain't
I
gonna
thought
leave
this
before
nigga
me.
was gonna ask me if something of value. I thought this nigga was gonna ask me something of value. What y'all think of the new colors that's going on the court? What the fuck? I give a fuck about them new colors. I'm out.
Damn.